Hi guys, so it's my first day back. I managed to get a really good sleep last night. This morning I've just kind of been getting my house back in order, unpacking a few things. I bought a gorgeous pineapple yesterday. I've been craving pineapple and Rwanda makes really nice pineapples, so on the flight home I was like, yes, gonna get a pineapple and have that. So that's been really nice. I chopped that up and drank some of the juice fresh for breakfast. I've washed all of the cat blankets because I've just arrived back and it is a steady 28, 29 degrees at the moment. And when I left the UK, it was 4 degrees in the morning. It warmed up a bit by the afternoon. It was maybe about 12 degrees when I got on the plane. But to go from sort of almost winter weather into full-on sort of Rwandan heat, because it's actually the end of the dry season at the moment. I forgot about that. So the short wet season should be starting, I guess, in a few weeks, maybe even. So we get a bit of rain, a bit of thunder lightning up until about December, and then it will get dry again, short dry season, leading into the long wet season. So we've only probably got a few more weeks of this, but I left just as the long dry season was starting and I've arrived at the very end of it, so everything looks really frazzled at the moment. And last night it was a steady 22 degrees at about 10 o'clock at night, so it remained really, really warm into the evening, and it was a bit of a shock actually. Usually it doesn't bother me so much because I'm acclimatized, but you know, that combined with the altitude which kicked in to make me a little bit more tired than I should be. So yeah, it's been an adjustment and everything is covered in kind of a thick layer of dust, and one of my cats said she has a bit of asthma, so I decided to wash all of the blankets and the cat blankets and things for her this morning so she doesn't get too asthmatic-y. Oh, and I've also been cleaning out my water filter because it was just on the side and it didn't look like it really been used, so I don't know, maybe Liam was ordering bottled water rather than using the filter, but I've scrubbed that out and I'm drying that so that I can start using it tonight. Anyway, waffle over. Next I have to unpack because I've got a friend coming over this afternoon to pick up what I've brought them. I said in my last video there's a bit of a courier service goes on because when you fly with RwandAir you get about 43 kilograms of luggage, which is an absolute ton of luggage to bring back with you. Like, that's a massive allowance. So whenever anybody leaves the country we're all like, oh, could I get? So we all just bring things back for each other. So I'm going to show you what has been requested this time around and also what I've brought back for myself, just for the fun of it, to show you a little bit of sort of what people request in Rwanda. Okay, this is the carnage that is my packing. I opened my suitcases last night to find my wash kit and everything, and yeah, just made a bit of a mess of it, but we're going to just unpack it neatly now. So first thing out of the case are Monster energy drinks. So my house sitter loves these, so I try and bring him some back. We did once see them in a shop here, like for 1 week or 2 weeks. There was a shop, I think it was Sawa City, that was completely and totally full of Monster energy drinks, but I don't think I've ever seen them again, so I brought some back just in case. So next up we've got these batteries, which somebody's asked for a game that they have. So you can bring back lithium batteries, but they have to be in your carry-on, not your check-in. So this is a haul for myself. I was keeping it fairly low-key, but whilst I was in the UK, I passed my big girl motorbike licence, so I can now ride any size motorbike unrestricted. In celebration, my mum bought me a proper helmet and some proper boots, and I added some gloves to that, and I bought myself this, which is supposed to go inside the helmet, and it can let you sort of listen to music and Bluetooth hands-free phones. So not that I intend to be on my phone whilst I'm driving, but like the 3 hours to Giseni might be kind of fun with some music. And it's kind of a cool helmet because it's also got the sunglasses that just drop down from above, which will be very useful. But it's extremely well padded, and I'm a bit worried that in 30-degree heat my head is going to melt. But we'll see how it goes. Got a couple of cat toys. This one's quite cool. It's got like a clockwork tail. Yeah, it just basically moves across the floor. So these items here are for my friend's restaurant. She specifically asked for these, which are, if I can get into them, darts. So anybody who knows Casa Kesa in Kachiru, they have a dartboard, but they didn't have any darts. So she wanted some darts so that they can play on the board. So got those. And I also bought some chalk pens because they've got a board where they can write the specials menu. So they're just like normal marker pens, but they're chalk, so you can write on a blackboard with them in colour. And I bought her these as well because I thought it would be good to have like a coffee loyalty card. So, you know, if you buy 5 coffees, get your 6th one free or something. And I've seen that Kramer used to do that with a loyalty card, and they used a special hole punch to punch out the number of coffees that you'd had so that you could tell it was definitely a member of staff who had done that. So I've got these special ones. There's one as a flower, one as a heart, and one as a butterfly, which they can use. Got another cat toy. This one's a crackly octopus. Giant bag of cheap tops. For long-time viewers of this channel, you know that I only wear one thing. They're just basically cheap cami tops, but they're perfect in this weather for me. They fit nicely and it's easy to decide what to wear. Random item number 57, a pair of stopwatches. My friend's daughter is on the swimming team at school and they wanted some proper stopwatches to keep time of lapse. Packet of licorice for one of my friends. She really likes licorice, so this is actually a really nice one. This one's for me again. It is a professional saxophone cleaning kit. So you might remember for my last birthday I bought myself a saxophone, and it turns out they're quite difficult to clean. So I've gone and bought the proper cloth that you can pull through to clean it properly. Oh, forgot to mention these, also bike related. These are bungee cords so that I can put my luggage on the back of my bike when I go to see friends. The Hot Ones challenge. But I've already covered this in a previous video, so I won't go over it again. But this is as seen on TV or YouTube, and I'm hoping that we can do it in Rwanda. Another cat toy, this time got a rainbow unicorn. Hello. This is some nice hand and body lotion, which I've bought for my friend to say thank you for lending me her son, who looked after my cats whilst I was away. So there's that. And I've also brought her 2 of these, which are Terry's Chocolate Orange. And it's kind of hard to explain, but they're a very sort of British chocolate shaped like an orange, and it's orange flavoured chocolate. And you tend to get them only at Christmas. So through the power of magic, I was able to source them before I came back, and she absolutely loves those. So a couple of Terry's Chocolate Orange and some body cream. And I also forgot these facial masks, which are also for the same lady. I've also purloined a ton of wrapping paper and gift bags. My mum has a little box full of this stuff and she had an overflow, so I thought I'd bring some back so that I can wrap up all of these nice things for people. Weird cat toy. This is supposed to be a giant bag that also crinkles, so I'm quite excited to see what they make of that. I reckon they're going to love it. Slightly unlikely pairing. One friend has asked me for baby oil and marmalade because I think you can get marmalade here, but I think it is quite expensive. I think you can probably find it in Sawa City most of the year, but sometimes things are here and then they disappear, so I don't know. My friend was saying that happened with the baby oil, and then when it came back it was really, really expensive, like 7,000 a bottle, whereas stuff like this is really cheap in the UK, so it was easy to bring back, so I did. I also bought myself a new wash case, so cosmetics case for when I go travelling. Again, things like this are so cheap in the UK. I think that one is, yep, that's a Primark special. So it's really cheap, but it feels really nice. It's like faux leather. It feels very, very buttery and soft. I usually don't buy light coloured things because they usually get really dusty and grimy very fast, but I'm going to make a special effort to try and keep this clean. Got myself some shoes. These are really, really cheap ballet pumps from Shoe Zone. I think they're probably about £3 each or something. Oh, I'm actually puffing a little bit at the moment. If I sound like I'm running out of breath, it's just when you first get back to Rwanda, because I've come from kind of sea level in the UK, and we're now at a height that's just a bit above Ben Nevis, so we're pretty high up here. And just for the first couple of days, it can make you feel really tired. You can sweat a lot more, and you know, you just feel a little short of breath sometimes. And it's only because it is so hot at the moment, and I've been running around doing household chores, so I'm just feeling a little bit, it'll go away after a few days, it'll be fine, but it's just one of those things. It's yeah, interesting. Over here I've got some Skechers. I've spoken about this before. A few years ago I split my Achilles, and ever since then I've been a massive Skechers fan. My Auntie Patsy introduced them to me. My first pair, I wore them non-stop for 3 years and they didn't even wear out. I've got some more that look like the ones I had before, and I've got these with a cute little bow on them. And they're made for old people like me because they've got this lip on the back, which means you can just slide your feet in without ever having to kind of bend down and pull them on. You can literally go from standing up wearing no shoes to just sliding your feet in there, and that little lip just ensures that they go on smoothly. So yeah, I'm a huge Skechers fan. They're unbelievably comfortable and they last forever, so yay. Okay, so this is extremely cool. This is a gift from Merrick to Bonanay's music school in Nyamirambo. And what it is, it's such a clever package, and it was designed by my brother's best mate Richard and his partner Victoria. And Victoria is a piano teacher and Richard's also a musician, and they've made this, which it's sort of like a training kit to teach kids music. So this shows you the keys on the piano to help you to identify them and to learn them. I haven't been through it entirely, but this is a flashcard for notes. I'm not too sure how that one works, but all the instructions are in the book, and different note names and different notations so that you can learn how to write music. And it comes with these handy little marker pens that have got a rubber on the back. So here inside the book, it's got the instructions of how to play all of the different games, and it's also got lots and lots of practice sheets where you can practice writing music, learning all of the notes and how to play them. It really is such an incredible resource. It's been so carefully thought through, and I just absolutely love the fact that it's been laminated and that you can write on it using these pens, because, you know, here in Rwanda, it's difficult to get things. You can't just get things sent out easily. So to have a resource that you can use with one child and then wipe it clean and use with the next. So yeah, I'm going to leave the link below if you'd like to get one of these yourself, because it's just such a clever resource, and they've really put a lot of effort into it. So that is going to be going to Bonanay's music school next time I go to tune his pianos. So this cat toy is a little bit ugly, but it's got feathers, which they love, and it's also got catnip, which they absolutely adore, so that's cool. Okay, so this is my conventional stash of lotions, potions, ointments and powders. General bits and pieces for my face and feet mostly. And this is my unconventional collection of lotions, potions, powders and hexes. So my friend Jessie had a Halloween party at her brewery last year. I don't know if she's likely to do it again, but I thought I'd get ahead of the game anyway with some bits and pieces for a Halloween costume. These are red hair extensions, which I've always been a bit curious about. You know, I'm going slightly grey. I'm wondering whether or not when I go fully grey, I should completely change the colour of my hair. And I just wanted to try out a colour or two, and they've been quite good fun. These are just packages of gothic jewellery, lace gloves and face lace. So if you don't know what face lace is, it's like lace masks which you can just tie on, or you can use spirit glue to stick them on, along with lots of fun glitter. I've also got a little bottle of liquid latex somewhere for making sort of fake wounds and stuff, but I don't entirely know where that is at the moment, can't quite find it. Like I say, it might not be needed this year, but if there's a Halloween party, I am ready. And if I don't use it, I'm sure that somebody on the cast of The Forest will know what to do with this. Fun selection pack, all sorts of fun and games in here. Hard drives, because you can never have enough storage. My housekeeper was asking for jewellery. She wanted some hypoallergenic earrings. So I've bought a selection of studs and some silver and gold dangly earrings, because I didn't know she preferred silver or gold, so I got both. And this very, very cute bracelet, which is really delicate and quite pretty. So hopefully she can find something in there that she likes, and anything she doesn't like, she can give away or sell. I also brought home one of these, which you might remember from my Gloucester video. It's actually a food grater for grating things like ginger, garlic, even chocolate, Parmesan cheese, and you just grate it on here and then you brush it into your dish using this brush. And this is actually a garlic peel remover. I have my doubts, so I really wanted to try it. I'm quite excited about giving that a go. But yes, I bought these as presents for friends and family, but I also bought one for myself. These are ligatures and mouth guards for the saxophone again. That's to stop you from biting down on the mouthpiece and damaging it. And this just keeps the reed inside. So I had a ligature that came with the saxophone, but unfortunately it was pretty poor quality and it fell apart almost immediately. So I've got this leather one and another metal one, and we'll see which one of those two works best. So last year my friends Harris and Rob taught me how to use a mulker, and they gave me a couple that they don't use anymore. But I haven't been able to use them either, because whenever I try to put them on my hot plate, they just fall straight through. So in the UK, I discovered that you can get these clever little things that go on camping hobs, and it should make the circle small enough that I can rest a mulker on it and it will actually work. So I didn't know which design to go for. So I've bought one of each, and I'm going to test them out and see which one is the better one. Selfie stick, you can never have enough selfie sticks. So I got a ton of cat treats. When I got back yesterday, I thought I was giving them their favourite, the cheesy dreamies, but this one is actually chicken. So the yellow ones are cheesy, so they can have those soon. But yes, lots of cat treats, lots of human treats as well. I absolutely love dime bars. So originally they were called Dame bars, but to market them in the UK, they called them dime bars because apparently that was easier to say. And now they've changed it back to Dame bars. So although it says Dame bar, I still call them dime bars, and I love them. And they've put them inside Cadbury's Dairy Milk now, which is fantastic. Enough socks to last me into next century. And last but not least, something that I have been wanting to try for ages. So this is something that I first saw on Emmy Made, which is a food channel that I really like. And they're called miracle berries. And basically, they're a type of fruit that have been dried in this case. I think you can also buy them fresh. But when you chew them, it interrupts the sensors on your tongue so that you can't taste bitter things. And apparently it makes everything that's really bitter taste really sweet. And I was watching this going, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So I told myself next time I'm in the UK, I will buy some and I will try them. So people say that if you eat one of these before eating a lemon, that it makes it taste like lemonade, like really nice. So I'm going to have a bit of an experiment where I line up all of the really bitter fruits that we get here and the foods that I don't really like so much, and we shall try the berries and see whether or not it makes a difference. Sorry, I'm a bit knackered now. Definitely need to catch my breath and have another cup of tea, but that is pretty much everything that wasn't my clothes that I have brought back from the UK this time. So yeah, let me know if there's anything that surprises you in that cache, and if you live abroad yourself, let me know what it is that you always take back with you that you find difficult to get in the country that you live in. So I shall see you in the next one.